want to do any setup in terms of what you're going to sketch for us?
Yeah, I did a little doodle here that I'm gonna flesh out just for a Cats of Ostia Antica drawing first,
Okay.
and then after I'm done with that, I can take some requests on whatever you guys want me to draw.
Sounds good.
All right.
That looks good.
This works out that I'm left-handed, so that you guys can see.
It does a little bit, yeah. Oh, I know who that is. That's the main character.
Oh yeah.
The main character of the Cats of Ostia Antica. Are you going to be coloring this for us as well?
Yeah, I'm going to be doing that pastel technique.
Oh, sweet. So you're going to get to see firsthand how he created the colors for Cats of Ostia Antica. Which, though nobody has it yet, you can see, you can download samples at the Kickstarter, free samples from the book, to kind of get a sense of how he does his stuff. Is this a commission for somebody?
No, this is just doodling around.
Okay.
Just kind of sketched this up right before we started, so.
Oh, nice. Do you use a regular pencil, or what sorts of tools do you use for your sketching?
Anything I can get my hands on. Right now I'm using this little technical pencil. Sometimes I'll use Derwents. Those are nice for sketching things out.
That's cool.
But not too picky on the pencils. The brushes I'm really picky about.
Is that the Winsor Newton?
Yeah.
Series 7? Stable?
Yep, Series 7, number 2.
Oh, you use the number 2. I think that's the most flexible of the numbered series, because you can get as far as getting a wide variation in width. Do you have any influences? Anybody you tried to mimic when you started out?
When I started out, I was really into like Sin City and stuff like that when I was a kid.
Right on.
But then I started getting older, and I started liking more things that are like Bone was a really big one. I loved
Sure.
Bone. I loved. Have you ever read Black Sad?
No. What's that about?
It's kind of like a film. It's a film noir style comic book, but all the characters are animals, and so like the main character, he's a Black Panther.
Really?
And then there's like, I don't know, it's extremely well drawn. That guy uses watercolor, so that guy's been a huge influence on me for this next book that I'm making, because I'm doing watercolors now, and that's a whole nother animal. Watercolors is really intense.
It's a beast to tame, isn't it?
Oh my god! But it's so much fun, and it's so satisfying when you
get it,
when you nail something and you get it right.
Yeah.
When I was being taught how to draw comics by this guy named Andre, he had a bunch of he lived in Japan for I would say I think he lived there for like 8 years or something like that, and he brought back all this stuff with him, all this manga, and he had in his studio, he had just so much manga, and it was not like any manga that you'd ever seen, like in Barnes and Noble or stuff like that. It was like really unique, and when somebody thinks of manga, they think of just kind of that stereotypical type of style that you always see.
Oh yeah.
But it's so much more than that. There's so much out there that we don't get to see as Americans, because people just don't want to translate it because they don't think it'll sell. They're on a whole nother level with their layouts and their compositions, and just it's just a whole nother animal. Yeah, I really loved learning like basic basic principles from those types of books, like how to do a proper layout, how your eye guides through the page, how it kind of unifies, what to do, what not to do. Pacing is like a huge thing.
Oh yeah. Is the location setting in the comic based on any real place?
It's in Italy. It's about 50 miles west of Rome. I think. I don't know. I don't know why. I think it's about that far. And it's almost at the coast, and it's along the Tiber River. And it's the place is called Ostia. The town is called Ostia, and then inside the town is called Ostia Antica, which is a ancient Roman ruin. About 2,000 years ago, it was this incredible, just this port town that was thriving, and then it got like raided by like looters and raiders and stuff like that, and it just couldn't sustain itself, so it finally just kind of got abandoned, and then they unearthed it and turned it into a like a tourist attraction. But the thing is it's not very popular. Everybody goes to the Colosseum. Not really many people go to Ostia Antica. And so when we went in the summertime. So when you're in Italy in summertime, oh my God, there's so many people everywhere. It's just crazy with tourists. And so we got out of the town, and we just decided to go to this place. We got it recommended from us by a friend of ours, and ended up there. Nobody was there except for these cats that were all sitting around, hanging out.
You know how to draw cats.
If you draw a black cat, it's way easier. So you don't have to draw all the nuances of his anatomy and everything like that. But I did study cats a lot, like when I was making this book, just because once you get a hang of them, they're really interesting anatomy. It's like really fun to draw, like the way that their body just is designed.
Jovi asked what size brush you were working with. But I think she just tuned in. So
Number 2.
no.
Well, no, I got a couple here. For the bigger ones, let's see. All the brushes that I use, they're all round brushes. Yeah, number 14. That's for big guys. Number 6. I use this a lot. This is a number 6 Winsor Newton. This is a dope. This is a dope brush. Number 10. That's for kind of halfway in between that. But the one that I use probably the most are these tiny little ones. This is number 2 and this number 4 right here. So whatever. The thing is for this book I worked at 9 by 12.
Mm-hmm.
So I needed a smaller brush, and that was just perfect for it. So
What are you doing right now?
I'm just getting these lines kind of nice. I'm gonna.
What is that, a blend stick?
What?
What is that, a pen?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought it was a blend stick.
All right. I'm gonna color this here in just a second.
Charlie loved that story about Ostia Antica.
Yeah. So if you go there, there's just there's all these cats that are just hanging out, and they all hang out in these shadows of these big Roman ruins, and they're really mystical. They're like really kind of elusive when they're in that setting, and they have this magic to them.
How often do you draw?
So I don't know. Every day.
Every day? For how long?
Depends on how bad work was.
Okay, let's say work was pretty bad.
Then probably like maybe an hour or 2.
All right, and if work wasn't so bad?
Probably for maybe like 4 or 5 hours.
Jovi Hunt said a turtle on a spaceship with a question mark.
Okay. All right. Let's get some more going. If nothing else is up there, who knows what happens. I might combine a couple of them together.
All right.
So what's nice about this pastel technique is that you can erase it really easily.
Oh, cool.
So that's like how I get, you can just kind of go over and erase the shit that's gone over the line. I'm going to add in another color here in just a second. These are the pastels that I use, if anybody's interested. They're the new pastels from Prismacolor.
Oh,
They're pretty cool. Let's do that.
are they expensive?
What's that? Are they expensive?
Yeah.
Not terribly. Let me grab a Q-tip real quick.
I have to say, I don't know how productive you've been, but I feel like one thing about having to stay in is that I am more productive.
Me too. I just got I've been busting out the comic pages. It feels good. I've been working less, and because I still got to work, but it's been not as intensive, so I've had more time to get things done.
So, Julian, can somebody claim this particular drawing for their reward if they want?
Yeah, if you want.
All right. So anybody that so one of the reward tiers for the Kickstarter that we currently have live is for Julian to do a custom commission sketch of your cat or a cat of his choosing. But if somebody would like this particular drawing, you can refer to it when the orders come out.
What do you think it should be named, Ted?
Tail in the Cappuccino.
Ooh, that's a good one. I like that.
I really like I really like where this is headed. I really do.
I think I'm almost done. We'll probably start drawing whatever.
Yeah, I would say within the next 5 minutes probably, and then you can always finish that one up and we can post it.
Yeah,
we'll post it on Facebook to show you what ended up happening with it. Yours was probably your cover was the most enjoyable to animate.
Oh, that's good. I'm glad it wasn't too much of a pain in the ass.
No, yours was great because it's sparse. It was a sparse cover. You know, I spent way more time actually on Josh Pettinger's Goiter and Carl Christian Krumpholz's cover because there's just so much stuff on the front of it, of each of those.
What's going on with these shadows here?
I like how you use the pastels to blend the black hard edge.
Yeah, me too. It's really fun. It's a blast. It's like it's just so, I don't know. It's very easy. It's a very easy process, but also it's very powerful too. It's very
Cool.
powerful. I don't know. It's just like you can get so much vibrance and color with it.
Right on.
All right, let's call it good with this one. I like this one the best, I think.
Oh, I think that's working out really well. Yeah, I think anybody would be lucky to have that one.
So we can put that.
And
I'll finish it up. I'll touch it up and make it look good. And
great. Well, thank you so much for being on here. Do you have any advice or tips for anybody out there that likes to draw comics? I know most people watching probably do.
The hardest part is the slog of it. You know, when you're creating a book, I mean, that's massive amounts of work for one person.
Sure.
Especially, well, depending on how long it is. You know, I personally, when I wanted to draw books, I wanted to make grand epic stories that people would get sucked into, and that's really hard to do with comics, because if you're just a lone person drawing it, it takes a really long time to make a story long enough and immersive enough for people to connect with.
Right.
So it's really, really good to have a tight schedule for yourself to make a book. Like, you have to start drawing, or for me at least, you have to start drawing at the same exact time every day. You get more work done if you have a routine of things. You really put yourself to it and create it like a second job, and you have your hours that you work.
Really?
You have your free time.